Okay, we should be live, just testing the sound. One sec. Okay, we're using the correct microphone, so that's a good sign. Anyway, I'll jump straight into it. We don't have much time today. So yeah, first thing first, go check out the website. You'll be helping out that way. Don't forget to provide your feedback. Now, what we've got. Yeah, we'll have a bunch of tools. We have a bunch of tools in the works that will be coming out shortly. Well, this year. Yeah, we have this. Just want to quickly focus on this hearing test. So we have this hearing test application. I made videos on it in the past already, so you can do your hearing test. That will produce this audiogram. Now, so we had an idea for for. Yeah, so we have this audiogram. Right, so we have this audiogram visualizer, which is essentially an interactive hearing test where you can test your hearing. It will then show you the audiogram. Now we would like another tool. Now we would like another tool that will be essentially a hearing aid where you could import the audiogram into it, and it will adjust the hearing aid parameters accordingly based on your audiogram. So that's the idea for the tool. Now we had Claude generating some code for us. Based on instructions that we generated in ChatGPT. Originally we're telling ChatGPT to not generate any code. Just generate the instructions, telling it that we have another developer doing the coding for us. So Claude did generate the code. It ignored the instruction of separate files and placed everything into one HTML, which was a bit odd, but okay. Generally, we're testing this code last time. It's working fine, but yeah, it's not great. So we asked ChatGPT actually also generate the code, and we'll be comparing the two, seeing what the difference does it make. So again, we have this hearing test. It's an interactive hearing test, real-time visualization. You can test your own hearing. It will generate this audiogram. And now the idea that you could import or export it from this tool and import into a hearing aid simulator. And it will adjust the frequency gains for you accordingly based on your audiogram, and then you could just use it, potentially using any earphones that have a microphone, any earbuds. But yes, this is just a simulation, so shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. So again, Claude did this code, but then we also generated the same thing using ChatGPT. And this will be hearing aid version 4 or 5. So let me quickly generate the folder. Then we'll essentially eventually compare the 2 or 3 different versions, the most promising ones, and see which one we are happy with. Okay, so in this case we have index HTML standard a web application structure, a copy code. We're using a Visual Studio. Then we have JavaScript. Yeah, JavaScript obviously is the most important bit. So we'll go. What just happened? We are editing videos later on, if you haven't noticed, into short videos, editing this live stream. So yeah, I have to remember to edit this bit out. Okay, so we also have JavaScript. Why? Okay, there's something wrong. Okay, I know why the camera is failing. It's because of Visual Studio Code. We're using the same. Yep. Wait, need to fix it. Need to fix it first. Bear with me. If there's any questions, complain. If you have checked the website, do let me know. There's a lot of interesting tools. Don't forget to provide your feedback. Currently, we're doing hearing, more specifically audiogram, visualizer, more specifically interactive hearing test. But then we also want to do a simulation of a hearing aid as well. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, video is back. Okay, so where were we? We had the index HTML. We'll see what it looks like in a sec. We need a JavaScript. We also have, okay, so we have a sample. This is just the sample audiogram, data for hearing visualization. Eventually we will have an export button. Currently we can export from the hearing test tool, but it's only exporting as an image. So we will have an option to export as JSON. So just use this JSON file as an example for now. Yeah, we could have different presets, different hearing types, because if I export my own audiogram, my own results of a hearing test, it will obviously look different than somebody else's. So we could have a few different types of preset audiograms. So preset hearing conditions, which we can have like normal hearing and some high frequency hearing loss, low frequency hearing loss, things like that. Okay, we have our styling, which is probably the least important bit. And let's actually deploy, see what we get. Okay. Can load default audiogram. Let's see if I get any errors. Okay, so the audiogram was, the default one was loaded. Eventually you'll be able to also select your own audiogram as well. Now we don't have sample audio yet, but we can use the microphone. Okay, that looks promising, but am I supposed to hear it as well? I'm not sure. Let's reload, clear the errors. Okay, reload audiogram was loaded. Okay, use microphone. Okay, we're using our own microphone. And the volume meant to amplify the sound. Okay. Let's take a print screen of it. And we also, another tool on the website that I find very useful. Yeah, this real-time speech analyzer. Okay, so currently everything seems to work correctly. Supposedly the default audiogram was loaded. We're able to use the microphone. I see the sound visualization, but it's not clear what's the volume control is doing, because I thought I meant to be able to hear myself. So essentially, if the sound is going to my own microphone and I changing the volume control, was the idea that the sound coming into the microphone will be amplified? Can you explain? Or is there something missing in the code? Great question. Since there is a disconnect between visualization and actual amplification, let's break it down. What's happening in the current code? The microphones pre-record audio input captured, visualized. Okay, the volume control currently doesn't affect audio playback. Okay, what's missing to match your expectations? Hearing the amplified microphone input, the app needs to route the audio output into the speakers or headphones. Okay, after processing the sound, it should be sent. Okay, so why didn't you do it already? Setup gain. Would actually like to okay, can we actually do rapid fire questions about this code? So I'll be asking a question, you will be answering quickly. Can you give a one sentence summary of what the code is currently doing?
The code captures audio input, microphone or pre-recorded, visualizes the frequency data, but doesn't route or amplify the sound for playback yet.
Okay, so that just wasn't the code was just not generated in its complete form. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. The code was incomplete. It visualized the audio but didn't include the necessary logic for routing the processed sound back to the speakers or applying amplification via the volume control.
Okay, just a quick question. Did we have it in the original instructions for the web application development or not?
No, the original instructions focused on visualizing sound and adjusting parameters, but didn't explicitly mention routing the audio back to the speakers or amplifying it for playback. That part was implied but not directly specified.
Okay, so with the application as it is, based on the image I attached earlier, what is the volume control meant to do?
As it stands, the volume control in the current application is non-functional because it isn't connected to a gain node to adjust the sound's amplitude. It's essentially a placeholder without any real effect on the audio.
Okay, now the main question is, yeah, we'll have to change this, but the main question, so when we're loading the audiogram or choosing one from file later on, but currently when we're loading the default audiogram, what parameters should be changing when in the hearing aid simulator based on that audiogram?
When the audiogram is loaded, it should adjust the frequency-specific gain parameters in the hearing aid simulator. This means the audiogram's frequencies and corresponding gain values should be used to amplify or attenuate specific frequency bands in the audio signal, simulating how a hearing aid compensates for hearing loss at those frequencies.
Oh,
For example, if the audiogram indicates more gain is needed at 2000 Hertz, the simulator should amplify that frequency accordingly.
okay, so quickly, how would we modify the code accordingly? Can you not include any code in your response, just language-based, just text-based?
To modify the code, you would first parse the audiogram data to extract frequencies and their associated gain values. Then, create a bandpass filter or equalizer for each frequency band using biquad filter nodes in the Web Audio API. Adjust the gain of each filter based on the audiogram's gain values. Finally, connect these filters in series or parallel between the audio source and the gain node, ensuring the processed sound reflects the audiogram's frequency-specific adjustments.
Okay, so what extra chart would you recommend on the front page? A hint, I'm thinking of the original audiogram and overlaid are the settings. So if we have a chart, then the chart should be decibels versus frequency, and then we are plotting the original audiogram, which is the default audiogram in the JSON file at the moment, but then overlaying on top the same chart the settings for the hearing aid within the same for each of those frequencies. Can you explain it in a better way, just quickly?
You could add a chart showing decibels y-axis versus frequency x-axis, where the original audiogram from the JSON file is plotted as a baseline. Overlay this with another line representing the hearing aid's current gain settings for each frequency band. This would visually compare the user's hearing loss profile with how the hearing aid is compensating for it, giving an immediate and intuitive understanding of the adjustments being applied.
Yeah, including noise reduction is important for a hearing aid, isn't it? We might look at it later on. Yeah, tooltips are always handy, but we would like the core functionality first, and yeah, which is the web app that simulates a hearing aid by adjusting audio input. Yeah, you can choose between the live microphone or pre-recorded a MP3 file. Okay, now the question is, do we give it to Claudette? Okay, let's give it to Claudette. It should be with Claude we're doing a single shot. So we're asking all the necessary. Can you generate all the necessary script for the different files as outlined below? Hello, Xylem Ponytails. That's a good name. Xylem Ponytails. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. We're also testing real-time speech transcription. Okay, so we have all these instructions from ChatGPT 4.0, and we're gonna give them to Claudette. Yeah, don't worry about future things, but I don't know, I'm not that familiar with Claude actually. Assuming it's okay to use 3.5 Sonnet. That's the default thingy. Yep. Okay, index HTML. This will be a 6th or 7th version of this hearing aid simulator. Hearing aid simulator. Yeah, the main question is, yeah, which one's better? ChatGPT or Claude? I'm not sure with can we update and regenerate all the necessary code for this web application? As with all the changes that we discussed in this chat. Okay, so yeah, so we have both generating the code. Yeah, this one's kind of yeah, it's not very useful, is it? Hearing aid. Yeah, we do version 4, don't have a proper version control. Okay, have a look at the what Claude generated first. So we have HTML. Used to have 39 lines of code. Now it's at 79. Okay. Yeah, Claude adds some annotations, some comments as well, which is fine. Then we have CSS. Okay, so it's doing different styling. That should be fine. Yes, we had 70 lines of styling. Now we have 181. Yes, so Claude is just generating way more code. Hopefully there is a good reason for it. Okay. The audiogram JSON file is also a bit more comprehensive. Looks legit. Maybe. Okay, we have the most important thing. Well, everything is important, right? Is the JavaScript. App.js used to be, so ChatGPT generated only 80 lines of code. Yeah, and Claude, as expected, almost double, so 150 or so. Wait, and it didn't finish. Okay, that's the problem with Claudette. Give me a limit. Give me a timeout. What do I do? The JSON file is complete. CSS is complete. HTML is complete. JavaScript is already 146 lines, but it didn't finish. It did not finish. Have a class. Gain audio filters. Okay, initialize audio context. Set up event listeners. Okay. Loading default audiogram. Handle audiogram load. Configure filters. Yeah, it got stuck on configure filters. It got stuck. I don't know how the limits in Claude actually work. Not sure what is it. Maximum length allowed. So that specific response was too long, wasn't it? Yeah, it's actually generating the whole thing now. It's interesting. Yeah, so that limit means just that specific response for that single prompt was too long. Oh, come on. Okay, currently we have 146 lines. This will be definitely longer. Yeah, 444. And still haven't finished. If you just go continue. Okay. Continue from the same. Setup visualization. We already. What? There's another JavaScript file. Okay, but something's weird about it. Yeah, I decided to go for two JavaScript files. I didn't ask for it. Okay. Okay, it's a whopping. Will be hard to test. Need some testing. Don't know why it's so long. Wasn't meant to be that long. 551 lines of code. And it also needs another JavaScript. But that one is pretty short. Hey, Wookie, there's something wrong. Something wrong. The audiogram JS is missing. That's right. Audiogram JS. Audiogram JS. Okay, let's get rid of the styling for a sec. I think there's something wrong with styling. No, there's nothing wrong with styling. Yeah, Claude. Claude is not great. Well, at least I don't know how to use it properly. Yeah, I don't think I will be able to fix it. There's lots of issues. Cannot close the how to use the simulator window. A pop-up message. And the first chart keeps expanding. It keeps getting longer and longer and longer. So there's something wrong in the code. I want Claudette. No, wait. Clear this console. Then it fix the same thing. Keeps fixing the okay, we're stuck already. Southeast. Okay. Uh, okay, it seemed to be okay now, but the problem is I cannot get rid of the how to use the simulator pop-up window. Maybe we can get rid of it. I think fixing something will be hopeless. Okay, the controls meant to be for each specific band. Don't understand why it's updating. The same thing. Okay, nothing works. Yeah, nothing works. There's no error messages, but the buttons don't seem to do anything at all. Nothing is being displayed in the charts. It's interesting. I don't remember doing it before, where you have the same file modified. So we're loading the default audiogram, updating the audiogram chart, using chart.js should be fine. Okay, that's the 11th version. This is app.js. There's something wrong with the script. There's something wrong with the script. Like a basic editing, but okay, so that's the 4th version of the index HTML. Okay, we have two JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and JSON. Okay, we need an update to app.js. Currently whopping 785 lines of code, and we haven't even started testing it. We haven't started testing yet. We haven't started testing yet. Okay, it's not able to finish it. Yeah, it's shorter. It's doing this funny rendering. It's doing this funny rendering business. Yeah, this should be easy. Yeah, while it's generating, go check out the website. You'll be helping that way a lot. Any comment is highly appreciated. Yeah, I think we'll just sum up quickly and out. Okay, we keep having the chart expanding forever. It's getting longer and longer. Can you explain why is that happening and try and fix it? Okay, it's fixed that problem, but then there is a linting issue. Linting issue. issue. Should be a basic one. Okay, it's the 15th version of app.js. Let me provide a complete corrected version. Won't be able to. I have to split it into separate files, don't we? Don't know why is it not suggesting doing that to begin with. Yeah, I won't be able to generate the whole thing. Yeah, nah, that okay, we actually have something. Okay. So now we can hear ourselves. The audiogram looks super weird. It's been loaded. Yeah, there's no pre-recorded files anymore. This should increase the volume. 1, 2, and it doesn't actually do it. But yeah, that audiogram doesn't look right. Using our own microphone, this volume meant to increase the frequencies that based on the audiogram we cannot hear. So that, yeah, that's actually working. It's doing something useful. So this will be version hearing aid version 5. Yeah, we'll keep testing it. Eventually make it available for you as well to test. On this side. And go check the other tools on the website. Don't forget to provide your feedback, and I'll see you next time. Bye.